What's going on, guys? I'm just going to do a little bit of an impressions and partial review of this piece of hardware right here. This is the Sony Playstation 4. I grabbed one on launch day without a pre-order, might I add, and you know, I'm pretty impressed with it so far. There are a few things that I think they really need to change, but so far I like it. I'm satisfied with my purchase. Now, just a note, this thing does have HDCP, so that means I can't actually record footage from it, so I have to go off camera, which is kind of a bummer, but Sony said they would patch that in the future. So anyway, let's go ahead and hook this thing up and I'll tell you what I think about it.
So let's start with the controller, shall we? First thing you might notice is the huge touchpad in the center. This is also a button as well, and it seems to be mostly used as either a start or select button in the games that I've played. Next to the touchpad is a share button, which I'll get into later, and an options button as well on the other side. The thumbsticks are concave, which really helps because your fingers would easily slide off into thumbsticks on the DS3, which that always happened to me, which was really annoying. The triggers are also concave, which feel much better and more responsive than the convex triggers of the DualShock 3. Overall, this thing feels great to hold. My only gripe with it is that the battery life seems much shorter than the DualShock 3, and the options and share button are a little too close to the other buttons for my liking. Overall, though, it is a huge improvement over the DS3 and much more ergonomical.
So here is the start screen for the PlayStation 4. I'm just going to turn on my controller. As you can see, it actually uses my real name and my Facebook profile picture. So as you can see, your PS4 is always kind of connected with your Facebook. That's kind of what their deal is. When you first make your account, you actually have the option to link it with Facebook, and that's what I did. That's why that shows up. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and log in here. Okay, so this is like the main menu for your PS4. This is called the PlayStation Dynamic menu, I believe, as opposed to the XMB from the PS3. Overall, I think that this menu is so much better, and this operating system is just miles better than the PlayStation 3's operating system. It's much quicker, it's much sleeker, it's really responsive, and it just works, you know. So anyway, this is kind of the main screen, as I said before. These are where all your applications, your recently used applications are, and basically I can scroll through these and I can start any one of these that I want just by clicking on it. And then my library is over here. This is everything that I have on my PS4, basically. As you can see, I have AC4, DCUO, Blacklight, Warframe, and Netflix. So if I go back here, you see this What's New tab. On any of these tabs, you can actually just press down, and my internet's pretty slow, so it's still loading. But these are basically recent events and activities that have happened on my friends list, and things that I've done. As you can see, like some people play Call of Duty Ghosts. It shows me achievements that I've gotten. It shows when my friends play different games, things like that. And on the other side, if you press up when you're on this dynamic menu, you can actually go through to different kind of useful features of the system. For example, it's quick access to your PlayStation Store, recent notifications, your friends list, messages, cross-game chat, excuse me, your own profile, your trophies, and these settings. Now, one thing I want to talk about is actually in the settings. So on the PS3, there were so many different sub-menus and things like that, and it was just really a pain to navigate around. Like, how do I find a certain option? Well, I don't remember what menu it was in. So on the PS4, it's all streamlined, and it's all pretty self-explanatory. I mean, it's all in the settings menu. There's not really anything confusing about it. It works a lot better than the PlayStation 3. Another thing I want to talk about is the party option right here. So there is cross-game chat on the PS4, just like the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One. It wasn't really possible on the PlayStation 3, but socialization has really been kind of a big focus of development for the PS4 from what I've understood. So I haven't gotten a chance to actually try that out yet, but from what I hear, it works as you'd expect, and it works pretty well. Now, one thing that I'm really impressed with in terms of the PlayStation 4 is just how fast it is. So I was playing Assassin's Creed earlier today, and I just pressed the PlayStation home button, and that's when I started making this video. So if I just hit the PlayStation button again on the controller, it puts me right back in the game. As you can see, I'm running around in Assassin's Creed 4. Now if I just press the PlayStation button again, it brings me right back here, and I could do whatever I want. I could send somebody a message. As you can see, I sent this person a message, which is actually a screenshot of earlier. So it's all really easy to do this, so it's really kind of impressive. So here I am back in the game, and one thing that's really cool and that really impressed me is that if you press the share button on the controller, you could actually check out the footage that you've been recording, because the PS4 automatically records the last 15 minutes of your gameplay. So I think this is the last. I think this is what we were just playing. Yep, this is it. So as you can see, it was recording that when I came out of the menu, and it records in real time. It's really impressive. The only thing that kind of is unfortunate right now is that if I want to upload this, it uploads to Facebook for some reason, and that's pretty useless. I mean, I would really rather that it would upload to YouTube, or if I could just like put it on a network drive or something, but unfortunately that's not an option right now, but maybe in the future Sony will patch that in. So basically it's just really impressive how quick and seamless this whole operating system is. Now, some things that I'm not really impressed with, and some things that need improvements. Actually, I'll show you one right now. If you go into the settings and the notifications, there's no notification for when your friends sign on, which is kind of a disappointment, because if you have a lot of friends, you might want to know when they sign on and whenever they start playing a game or something like that. So that's kind of a disappointment, but that will probably be added in the future. Another thing that needs adjusted is the HDCP. So as you can see, I am recording off a camera off screen onto my TV, and it'd be a lot better if the PS4 didn't have HDCP. HDCP, if you didn't know, it's basically an anti-piracy measure so that you can't record footage directly from the PS4. And that wouldn't be a problem if you could have access to the files that your PS4 automatically makes from playing video games and things like that, but you don't have access to those, so that's kind of a bummer. Another thing that I would really like to see in the future is actually a sort function for this menu right here. Right now you can't really organize it at all. I mean, it just shows chronologically what you've last played and last used, so I'd really like to see either a folders or some sort of sort. And lastly, I think that there should be some themes for the PS4. I mean, I don't have anything against this theme right here, this like blue backdrop or anything, but I'd like to see maybe some other colors, maybe some dynamic themes like you could see on the PS3. Just something to change it up and basically customize your experience, I guess. So basically, some closing thoughts. I really I'm satisfied with my PlayStation 4. I don't regret buying it, and I think that if you are a gamer and you understand that there's not too many releases out right now, but you really want to be kind of at the forefront of this whole next generation, then I think that the PS4 is a good investment. But you just have to be aware that there's not too many games out right now, but come 2014, there will definitely be some, most likely there will be some must-play titles on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One as well. Both consoles don't really have too many games out right now. And obviously, the system is not perfect, but I believe that in the future, Sony, they seem to be listening to their consumers, so I think they'll fix everything that people have a problem with. Anyway, that's just some of my impressions on the PlayStation 4. Make sure you check out JumpToGamer.com for the full written, in-depth review kind of impressions thing. And I'll see you guys later.